Never seen you look nervous before. We'll get the go-ahead from them, and we're good to go. We're good here if you're ready. All right. All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Baton Rouge Regional, the Women's NCAA Tournament. We are joined by three Lady Tigers from LSU. To my immediate left, Flau'jae Johnson. Michaela Williams is in the middle, and Malaysia Fawali on the end. You all know the routine. We are streaming live, so if you have a question, please raise your hand, and we will bring a microphone to you so we can hear it on the feed. And if you're joining digital, we'll see if any hands are up as well. So with that, ladies, good morning. Congratulations. And we will open up the floor for questions.
Chessa Boucher with NBC 33 here in Baton Rouge. Last year, you guys had the three-headed monster with Nisa. Now, this year, I feel like y'all have one of the most experienced veteran backcourts in the country. How much is that going to help you guys and make your run this season for all three players?
I think it's going to be great. We have a lot of experience. I've been to a couple of Elite Eights and then a national championship. So I think just knowing the ropes a little bit, knowing the focus you have to have, and of course with Michaela and Lay winning the championship as well, I think we all kind of know the focus that goes into it. So it's good to have that in the locker room with so many new pieces.
Yeah, I think the biggie off of what Flau'jae said, it's also going to be exciting, like extremely, extremely exciting, knowing that we have this experience, but also knowing that we have a lot of experience to lead the young ones and the new ones. So, yeah.
Yeah, what both of them said.
Back here, WG in New Orleans. A lot of talk has been about this being your last weekend playing in Baton Rouge. How much are you having to fight those emotions of your final tip-offs here in BR?
Not really like fighting it yet. Probably like Sunday is when like everything will come. But I don't know, I'm having this mindset of like, let's beat Jacksonville, let's handle our business and then let's get to the next game. So I'm trying not to think about it too much, but yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be okay.
Another question for you. You were obviously a freshman during that championship run a few years ago. Now there's another guard on this team that's shining as a freshman, Jetta Richard. How much have you been a mentor to her and maybe see yourself in her throughout her freshman season?
No, Jada was different than me, like, because of her, like, mindset. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's really, she has, like, this Louisiana blood in her. She just wants to get, like, she just wants to be in that moment, and she just wants to, I don't know, she wants to attack you, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like her energy, you know what I'm saying? She just got that I'm finna go out and give everything. And that's why I feel like, I could kind of see myself in her, like, wanting to do whatever to win. But, nah, she's different. And I'm just excited that she's finally, like, got her recognition as one of the best point guards in the league because she's been vital for us in this whole run.
Michael Cobble, WZRZ TV in Baton Rouge. We'll start with Flau'jae, if you don't mind. Flau'jae, just, I don't know if you saw, but Kim got a little emotional talking about you playing your last game.
Mm-hmm.
What does that relationship with her mean to you? And was that surprising to see her get a little emotional about it?
Yeah, because she had just went off on me in practice. They know. So, yeah, it was surprising, but, Coach Kim is just funny, bro. But I really do love her. And I think it's kind of starting to hit everybody like, wow, like, like she's like me, like we're focused on the next game ahead. We're not thinking to the future, but when you kind of think about it, it's like, wow, like 4 years, like I came here, I was a baby, and I trusted her and she trusted me, and we just have a beautiful relationship. And so I was like, wow, like, oh my gosh, like I kind of did. People were sending it to me. I was like, this is Coach Moki, like this not AI, but no, she was very emotional. So it was dope to see though, for real.
And then I'd like to get y'all's thoughts on it, but I'd like to start with Malaysia. Just your ability to anticipate the steal, set up the steal, and then execute the steal. I guess, like, how much do you work on that, and how much pride do you take in that? And then for the two of y'all, just what do you see as her teammate when you know it's kind of coming and she's setting it up?
I work on it a lot every day in practice, a lot of defensive drills, a lot of defensive stops. And I think another part of it is definitely just instincts, and I'm just blessed to have those type of instincts and go out there and just do what I need to do on defense.
Well, personally, I love being on the court with her when she's doing all those steals. I think oftentimes, every time me and Lay are actually on the court together, I tell her every time, just steal the ball. I be waiting for somebody to cross over in front of her because I know she finna steal it, and she finna shoot a layup, go touch the backboard, and we gonna have some energy going. So, yeah.
Yeah, facts. Definitely, my DPOY, just like touches every ball. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if she's on the ball, something is about to happen. And it's fun because we get to run. My favorite play, I don't even know if she got this. Yeah, she did get the steal. And she threw the behind the back head pass to Michaela. That was crazy. I was like, she's insane. Like, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah, it's dope playing with her. Like, it kind of make you want to, like, really, like, lock in on defense and try to do something like that, even though you can't really do it. She's the only one in the country, I think, can make those type of plays. So it's really exciting. We get to run a lot, for sure.
Kent Ross, champ side for Flaugier in Malaysia, having won the national championship already, what kind of advice can you give your younger teammates for this tournament?
I think just go out there and give it all you got. I mean, the next game isn't guaranteed, so you just got to go out there and just do what you have to do while you can, and don't underestimate any opponent. I think that's the biggest part, and it'll help us a lot.
Yeah, I'm saying, like, enjoy it. Like, I sound like a grandma when I say it, but it's like really like enjoy it, like, because it's gonna go by so fast, and then everybody don't get the opportunity to play in March Madness. Like, I think that's what I want them to realize. Like, a lot of people's season is over. Like, after the SEC tournament, some people they weren't allowed this chance. So, although we have the opportunity to play, like, we need to be grateful for it and really embrace it. But trying to just get everybody to focus on one game at a time. Like, let's not look too far ahead, even though it's enticing, even though, it's social media and all this, like, don't think too far ahead and just stay focused on the task at hand. Sure.
Scott Rappley with The Advocate for Flaugier. You guys are all proven commodities. I mean, at least two of y'all are very likely to have great games, or all three. Mm-hmm. But I'm thinking back to the Sweet 16 in 2023. If LaDasia Williams didn't play like she did against Utah, y'all probably don't win the national championship. Mm-hmm. What do y'all need from your bigs in this tournament to get as far as you want to get and win it all?
Yeah, first of all, shout out LaDasia. That was my vet. I love her. But man, we putting a lot of pressure on the bigs every day in practice. I know Leia is 1,000%. But we really telling them, like, yeah, we need y'all. Like, we need y'all. And, we going to handle our part, and but we need y'all to be big. And I think they really, like, taking on that responsibility. And their focus has been unmatched, like, these last two practices. Kate, Mama, Z, and Grace, like, they've really been turning it up a notch. And I think that they know that we need them, and I think that they know that we're counting on them. So just kind of, like, telling them, like, we need them, but knowing that, like, we confident in y'all that y'all can do this. Like, y'all, we believe in y'all, so that's kind of the mindset. But they know they got to be big.
Yeah, kind of in the same vein of Scott's question, I want all three of y'all to answer this. We'll start with Malaysia, if you would. None of y'all have put the perfect game together. It's like everybody has played parts at different points of the season. Like, do you ever think about how dangerous this team could be if everyone is playing to their potential, and how eager are you to maybe put that together here in the postseason?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that will help us out a lot, and we're able to do that. I feel like it's going to come at the right time, and when it's time, it's going to come.
Yeah, basically what Lay said. It's coming. We waiting on it to come too, but yeah, it's coming, and hopefully it starts on Friday.
I think it's a blessing that it hasn't come yet. You know what I mean? I think for, like, all of us to be able to play together is a blessing. You don't really get, like, three people. Like, that's like NBA stuff. Like, so I'm excited. I feel like we have now really learned to play with each other. And I think what was going to get us clicking is, like, our roles, like, when we're on the floor together and knowing what we need to do to make the other person better. And I feel like we've learned each other. So I'm glad it kind of hasn't clicked yet. It makes me optimistic, and it should be very scary for teams coming up, because I think we're all laser focused, and, like, we understand what we need to do for each other. And that's the kind of mindset that I've been kind of thinking, like, sometimes I think, like, why hasn't it clicked? Like, what are we doing? So, a lot of self-reflection, but I think it's coming. It's going to be nice.
Flaugier, you were talking about running earlier. Just, obviously teams are going to try to take away your transition offense, I guess. So, like, what are you guys kind of doing knowing that, is coming, and in which ways have you been able to kind of prepare yourself for that?
just knowing that we need to execute in the half court, but I still bet my bank account on that nobody can stop Malaysia for Wiley in transition. So I bet my money on Lay. I bet my money on the whole team to get rebounds and go. Everybody knows we play fast. Everybody's going to try to stop us. But, that's just about us executing, and learning how to manage the time and just learning how to be poised in those situations. Like, okay, maybe they do stop us. Let's get into our sets. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's something that we've really implemented in practice the last few weeks. And I think that it's going to show, like, we're well-rounded. Like, we're not just a fast break team. Like, we can get in half court and execute our stuff, which I feel like we've been doing great in. So it's going to be smooth.
Michaela, Kim's asked you to play all different positions on the floor. Being a true guard, do you get excited when you can make those post players look a little silly and go against them? I mean, not every guard can do that.
Absolutely. That's something I worked on in high school, though. Just knowing that I was a big guard, and that was like one of my advantages to my game. But yeah, I'm really excited when I get to go down to the floor. I get to slow down a little bit and see what the offense is doing. I get to give Malaysia and four open. So I feel like when I go to the floor, it kind of opens up the floor for everybody.
Brett?
I know it's been.
I'm sorry, Mike. Go ahead, Michael. Then Brett. Go ahead. Sorry.
I know it's been quieter, but what has practice been like without Gary and Daphne around, and kind of who's filling in those voids for you guys?
I mean, shoot. I felt like I knew, like, when Gary left that it was going to be quieter, so I've been trying to talk a lot more in practice. I don't know how he did it all the time like that, but I feel like we all kind of picked up the slack. I feel like he was a big presence. He was a big energy for us and what we needed. And for me, I was thinking, like, I don't want to lose that tempo. But it's been good. Like, it's been great energy. I feel like everybody is, like, business minded right now. Like, I feel like everybody is, like, very focused, and it feels like a real professional environment. Like, it's still fun, but, like, it's like we here to handle business. But the energy's been great, and I think me and Michaela, like, we just been trying to just turn it up a notch, just being the older ones, trying to just every time, even if it gets a little down, we're like, okay, let's turn it up. So that's been a mentality for sure. Shout out Gary, Big G.
Brett, we have time maybe for one more. Brett, go ahead.
Yeah, Brett Martell with AP. Just for pleasure, when you think back to your freshman year, are there any lessons that that you feel are relevant that you can carry forward to how this season has progressed? Maybe the fact that team didn't necessarily peak until the tournament?
Exactly. It's just knowing how the tournament is and being on different outcomes of it, you know what I mean? And playing well in a tournament and then not playing so well, and just understanding, like, it's not like, you can't think of it as a whole tournament. You got to think of it as games. And you can't think of it as like, I'm going to go crazy to tournament. Like, one game, it could be, in one game it was Angel game. One game it was Lex's game. One game it was LaDeja's game that saved us. One game it was Jasmine Carson coming off the bench, lighting up something. So it's like, you never know. You just want to come in and be prepared and ready to do your job. And it makes me really excited. I kind of get like the chill bumps because I just know how much talent that we have as a group. Like, it's unmatched, and I feel like this game is gonna show, like, we're clicking. And I feel like last year we kind of had that click game against Florida State. You know what I'm saying? We kind of all click, but I feel like our practices have been really clicking. So I'm excited to see that, transition into the game.
All right, ladies, thank you very much for your time. Good luck tomorrow night. We appreciate it. Thanks for joining us. Head coach Kim Mulkey will be joining us here in just a second. I was getting ready to, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Older you get,
Call
the better those mornings
take that.
become.
I'll let you record after what I just said. Anybody who just came in new, since the players, please put your cell phones on silent. And again, with questions, we'll raise your hand. We'll get it. As soon as we're ready, we'll get going with Coach.
And identify themselves, because I don't know some of them in here.
Yes, ma'am. You got it. You got it. All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Baton Rouge Regional for the Women's NCAA Tournament, joined by LSU head coach Kim Mulkey. We have a microphone because we are streaming, so when you get the microphone, if you would please introduce yourself, especially those out of town, so if Coach doesn't know you, if you'll introduce yourself and your affiliation, and you can ask your question for Coach. If you're joining us on Zoom, please click the raise hand icon, and we will get to you. With that, Coach, good morning, and we'll open up the floor for questions for Coach Mulkey. Go right here, Scott, please. Thank you.
We just had, obviously, three guards, we know what they're like and how they play, how important guard play is in the tournament, but you have a little experience in this tournament. Post play, what do you need from your post players? What do you need in general to make a deep run of the tournament from that part of the game?
Well, I'm going to give a general statement about post play without being specific on who we would have to play in the tournament. A lot of coaches believe it's the guards' times to shine in postseason. And I go back to thinking about my own career in coaching. I don't think I've ever won a national championship without great post play. What is great post play? You got to have post touches. I'm not telling you that they're going to be your leading scorer or one of your best players, but you got to have post touches. The men may be a little bit different. If I didn't coach teams that had post, then I may not say that. But going all the way back to my playing days, my coaching days, we always recruit good post. And I think perimeter are even better when you have good post play or post touches.
Yeah, Kim, can you just talk about your bench, really something this deep you've never had since you've been here, and how even the freshmen, everybody has kind of like a specific role, and they don't really wander outside that. How much has this bench meant to you this year? Because you have a scoring punch now off the bench.
Well, we do. You guys have written about it a lot, how much we score with our players coming off the bench. I can only start 5, so I have to make that decision. And I don't really like using the word bench because I remember when I played, I came off the bench, and I never liked that. I'm as good as those out there on the floor. She just has to pick 5 at a time. And that's what my approach is. And depending on what we need when I start substituting, I'm confident in all of them that have seen the significant minutes this year. Sometimes in a program like ours and a lot of programs that are elite, freshmen usually have to learn new roles and wait their turn. This freshman group didn't. I mean, they are significantly affecting our team from the time they got here. They're very confident. They're producing. Some took a little longer, like Bella Hines. I mean, I don't hesitate. Bella just kept coming on and getting stronger and stronger throughout the season. The freshman group, they've lived up to their billing.
Chessa Boucher with NBC 33. Coach, you talked about post play is important, but your trio of guards, especially Lay, Michaela, and Flage, how important and impactful do you think that they're going to need to be to go further in this tournament?
Well, not just those 3. I mean, Jada Richard. There's a young lady that didn't get much minutes last year, didn't get many minutes last year, and look at the impact she's had this year as our point guard. So certainly they have to play good. And the good thing is we have that bench. One may have a good game, and okay, the other one may not be. Well, let me try somebody else. And they all bring different things, different styles a little bit. They all can score the ball, now that's for sure. Jada can score the ball as good as any point guard that I've had. But sometimes I tell her, do we really need that from you? Let that happen. You don't have to make that happen. Let that happen. But I think you see quickness, obviously, with Full Wally. You better not blink because you may see her do something you've never seen on a basketball floor. Flage, you leave her open, she's going to hit most of the shots. Michaela can just play so many positions for you. And one of the best mid-range shooters, but that's not all she does. And then Jada running your show out there and can score it if left open. So we've got enough guards, and then with Bella coming on here at the end, we've got enough guards to be able to play them all.
Michael Cobble, WBRZ TV. I talked to Malaysia a little bit earlier just about her steal game. I know how much you love defense, but when you see her setting up an opponent, I guess, like, what do you see as the coach, and what do you like about the way she approaches her defense?
She's tremendous on ball. And a lot of teams have faced, if they see Malaysia's on the ball, they'll just have somebody else bring it up. So it's kind of like you kind of play this cat and mouse game, checkers or whatever. You think you've got Malaysia on the point guard, the primary ball handler, and then all of a sudden somebody else is doing it. And so I tell her, don't worry about that, because what you're doing is you're affecting them and what they normally are comfortable doing. So we'd love to have her on the ball as much as we possibly can, because I think she just has tremendous hands, speed and quickness. Has gotten better on keeping people in front of her. Sometimes she gambles still, and I think she's learned throughout the course of the year how costly gambling can be. You got to know when to gamble and when not to gamble, and that goes also for when she has to guard on the wing versus at the top.
Jacques?
Jacques Doucet, WFB-TV in Baton Rouge. Coach, Kaylin Rice, just her contributions to your team, maybe she has not gotten the credit by some people that she deserves, and how does her role change now moving forward?
Her role doesn't change. Kaylin, she does things that X's and O's wise that Coach Bob and I I don't want to use the word grooming her, but she grew up in my program at Baylor. She was a manager. Her daddy was a trainer in high school and moved over to the football side and became, like a recruiting, I guess you call it GM now, but he was on the staff for Art Briles at Baylor, and she grew up in an athletic-minded family. I have her hold my play card. I have her have it right there in every huddle. I'll turn to her and say, give me my play card. She does inbounds plays more. I like to not be stagnant and tell her, hey, they're playing a 1-3-1 right here underneath. You don't see that but from about 4 or 5 teams. In fact, Jacksonville will play some 1-3-1 underneath. And I want her to come up with some things. X's and O's, outstanding. She's behind the scenes, giving Bob what he needs in scouting reports, making suggestions in that area. She's also our recruiting coordinator. That is her title. And she's very tedious and very specific with where coaches need to be, AAU tournaments, who we need to see. So she is doing great. Not surprised. I knew when she was a manager, that young lady's going to be a very good coach someday.
First assistant of the tournament. You need it.
Do I need to turn it over? Oh. Good hands, you see that?
We don't want the first turnover of the regional.
Yeah.
You got one back there? I'm sorry, go ahead. Right there.
Coach, Jared Paul Joseph, WGNO in New Orleans. You've been asked about it probably 1,000 times at this point,
But
but
then don't ask.
I'm asking 1,001,
If
just
you know
1,001.
the answer, don't ask the same question. It's like a teacher that comes to class and for 3 straight days, they're teaching the same lesson, right?
The teachers
Teach
love
me
me.
something new.
Right. It's a nuanced way of asking it, but how are you approaching the emotions of this being Flage's last weekend?
I don't
playing?
mind you asking, I'm just picking
Yeah,
on you. I said this on senior night. People were like, "You're not very emotional," and I said, "It's not her last game." I said, when I wrap my head around the fact that that kid won't be in LSU uniform again on the PMAC floor, then it'll hit me. And it actually did yesterday morning. We practiced yesterday morning, and I do my weekly radio show with Hester, and we were just talking, and this lump came in my throat, the thought that, yeah, this is it. And the challenge now is to make sure we do our part as fans, and that is get in the stands and watch somebody. That's your way of showing appreciation. What is the appreciation for Flage that's any different than any player I've ever coached? I love them all the same. But in this day and age, she stayed 4 years. I think Michaela Williams will be like that. She stayed 4 years. She makes unbelievable money, but not off of LSU. She gives back to the community and gives things that people don't know about. She goes all over this campus. Everybody knows. I don't even think people know her last name. You just know that's Flage. She's one of those young ladies, you don't have to know her last name. And then to think that she has 2 careers. So those are the things that I don't know that we see the likes of very much in college athletics, really. And so that's why you get emotional about a Flage, and just her spirit, her soul, her joyous personality. She took a chance on LSU before this staff ever won big. She's the first McDonald's All-American that I signed at LSU. And she deserves this place to be just packed. It's always packed. But now that the NCAA has taken over and the tickets are a little bit higher priced, I tell the fans it's worth it. It's worth it.
We have time for one more for Coach right over here.
Okay, good one. Good to finish on.
I'll get you.
Do you still get a kick out of it? You know, the tournament and everything? Maybe not like when you were 21 years old with the French braids playing point guard, but I mean, do you still get a kick out of March Madness? Is it a similar thrill?
Well, you handle each situation, each year, each team differently. But the thing that never goes away is inside your soul, how excited you are for players that are doing it for the first time, for coaches that you may have on your staff that are doing it for the first time. Just like anything in life, the very first time you do anything, have your first child, some of us, first marriage, okay? It's different, right? But when you keep doing something consistently, it's rewarding. But it's such a thrill for people in the locker room that are doing it for the first time. And no matter how many times I've been blessed to do it, if I lose that excitement, then, hey, get out. Get out. That's why you coach. You coach to get to the postseason. You coach to try to win championships. And this is a fun time of the year. And the thing I've always said, there's only going to be one happy program when this is all done. There's only going to be one happy program. And I've been blessed to be a part of that numerous times. And so, yeah, I still get a thrill. You know, isn't that an old song? Do you still get a thrill when you see me coming up the hill? Now, do you? Okay? Go look that one up. All right?
Ken Ross, champ side. Coach, how have you evolved as a coach since your first March Madness tournament, and how has women's basketball evolved?
That could be a dissertation. You really got time for that? You grow as a coach. You learn, man, I shouldn't have done that, but 10 years ago, I did that, and I didn't, looking back, you go, I shouldn't have done it. You learn. You learn. You don't stay stagnant. I've always been a coach that believed in being real and honest, but not to the point where you tear kids down. And if I'm going to ask them to get on that floor and play hard, I'm going to give them everything I have on that sideline. I can't play with them anymore. I used to get on that floor and play with them, but then I became real intelligent after about 5 years of that and said, nope, not doing that anymore. The game has changed, as you guys know. I think, how have I stayed in it as long as I have when people my age are getting out? You have to evolve, you have to adapt, but you don't ever change certain things. What are those certain things? You always hold young people accountable, you always discipline them, but yet you watch generations and you watch the NCAA and you watch the rules and you watch everything change. You observe and you go, okay, I can adapt to that, but I'll never change this. And I think I still am one of the few my age that can do that.
Coach, thank you for your time. Good luck on Friday. Appreciate it. Thank you all very much. Texas Tech will be next up here in the Baton Rouge Regional. They'll be here at 12:25.